This week marks the 30th anniversary of the Reagan assassination. Still, that video is compelling. Different video came out, I guess, about 5 years ago that hadn't been seen before. That's still remarkable. Let's take a quick look at some of that video just to give you an idea of the craziness, obviously, of that day and that moment in March of 1981.
It doesn't make much sense, Henry. He puts you here and then he runs around with a big tongue.
Totally changed the way we protect presidents. Much larger perimeter now around the president in situations like that.
And the White House itself. That's when the first calls to stop any traffic in front of the White House happened during the Reagan.
One of the things that still strikes me is that you read from Jerry Parr, who I guess, does he have a new book coming out? Is it his book?
No, it's somebody else has a book called, about that.
Jerry Parr was the agent who pushed Reagan into the limousine, gave him the full check to see if he'd been shot, didn't find anything, and then Reagan, around DuPont Circle, which is fairly close to where that had taken place, where the attempt on his life had taken place, starts coughing up blood. And it's always described to me then as, then I made the decision to go to GW, to go to the hospital. And I thought there was just an assassination attempt on the president's life. He starts coughing up blood. I love what Jerry Parr did, but that doesn't seem like such a difficult decision at that point. Even though, as he points out, huge blow to the stock market if the president has to go to a hospital. Nonetheless, they're bullets that were fired, and he just started coughing up blood.
It's amazing how fast those guys reacted.
It's amazing, and of course you see the Tim McCarthy, the agent,
putting his arms up,
arms up, turning in front of the president, wide body. Everybody else goes down. Logically, everybody else goes down, and he did exactly
what he's trained to do. And it's shocking. Goes against everything about human nature that you can do, and just goes like this.
And Jerry Parr didn't go down either. Jerry Parr grabbed the president and threw him into the limo. So I want to get one other piece of video here because it just strikes me as remarkable that this happened. And so here's this is later, moments later. By the way, there's a shot of John Hinckley with the gun out.
Yeah. Which is really?
Yeah, you can see the gun out in an earlier piece of videotape. And then a number of agents jumping into that pile. That gun came out, and an agent runs up and leaps over into Hinckley. There was already a crowd there, but again, that guy could easily, if Hinckley managed to get off a shot, that guy takes a bullet too. So remarkable behavior by the Secret Service, and that very impressive. But take a look at this videotape.
Give me that money! Get out of the way!
So they've got Hinckley surrounded. Those are cops and agents, and they want to get him in a squad car. They get up to that squad car. They can't open the door. So they go put him in another squad car. I don't know. Somehow that's just a nice little... It's a very human moment in the middle of that sort of mania.
Yeah, because at the time, they don't know if there's just one guy or it's an organized thing or there's another shoe about to drop.
Although they did get they got the president out in about 6 seconds.
The president was gone so quickly.
The president's gone that much.
Do you remember it? Do you remember when it happened?
I do, yeah. I was at Peter Felsenfeld's house.
I was shopping in Mazda Gallery, walking around it. I wasn't shopping. I was 14 years old, watching it with my oldest friend.
You were 14 years old?
Dan Hamilton, yeah.
I was 15. And then I watched it all night with my dad, just while my mom. But
wow.
And you?
I think I was in the 5th or 6th grade, and they pulled us in out of recess. I went to a Catholic school when I was a kid, so all the nuns, in between saying we were going to go to hell, they took a break, and then they just showed us the president,
I believe the basketball national championship game was that night between North Carolina and Indiana.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable you remember that.
And there was talk of suspending the game, and then they didn't. They went ahead and played it.
Who'd you have?
Well, I was only 14, so I only had about 100.
Right.
But I had Indiana, and they took care of business.
They did well. Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas.
That was a good play. I went the other way.
That was the last time I won an NCAA tournament.
I was just about to say, well, and your career of gambling on the tournament really went well.
Should have gone out there.